Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome tonight as once again we experience technical
I
difficulties.
don't think it's a technical difficulty. I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
We're on Twitch. I saw that.
Right on.
True. Sorry, guys. I saw something about our recording settings, and I was like, "Mada!" But I think we're probably fine.
Welcome everybody to episode 2, season 2 of our homebrewed Monster of the Week ongoing campaign, Wealdport. I'm your keeper for this evening. I'm Dylan, or DM to my friends. We do not, unfortunately, have Dan Rari tonight. He had something come up, but we will have him back next week, not only as his popular character, but as keeper for next week's session. So look forward to that. Everybody, are you guys ready for dark and mysterious times?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Always.
Does that actually help?
Help.
You're both like, yes. I don't believe you.
But the pop is satisfying in like an oral candy sort of way. You feel like you've done something, and sometimes the psychological trick is worth the effort and the slight amount of pain expended to get it.
Okay.
My cervical spine is disintegrating. It does help to relieve tension sometimes. So
Yeah, see? Will plays the spinal injury card. We win. Boom.
Okay.
The mic hits drop. You can go pick it up if you want.
I don't need it. I didn't ask you to drop anything. You just did that all on your own. So
No. I need this win. Don't take it away from me.
Okay.
We open on a house. Just sort of your ordinary ranch style upper middle class home that cost a pretty penny and that were purchased in absolute droves at the height of the last economic upturn in Wealdport suburban neighborhoods. We follow its hallways. It's a bright night. The moon is not full, but is darn near so. And as we turn down the halls and corridors of this basic cookie cutter home, we eventually start to see bloody smears on the walls, holes in the drywall, then a knife sticking out of a door that opens on a man enshrouded in a hood and a cloak, almost like a modified rain jacket. His face is obscured, and he stands over a man who looks like he could have been pulled from the cover of a fitness magazine. Just a statuesque individual who must have towered over the average citizen, with well-defined and considerable bulk, who looks utterly unnatural in the crumpled heap on the ground he's in. His gray tank top is a mess smeared with blood. Multiple bolts and arrows and thrown weapons like knives and ninja stars and shuriken protrude from his body all over the place. And as he speaks, he coughs up a bubbling froth of blood and holds out his hand. He can't make language come out, but it's clear that he's trying to beg for mercy. And the hooded figure regards him, reaches in their cloak, pulls out what looks to be a large towel folded up. But then they methodically unwrap it and inside is a wicked-looking short sword. The hilt has all sorts of strange figures carved into it, both some sort of weird runish language and a creature of some variety carved into the pommel. The blade itself is wicked, serrated. Rusty? That's not rust, that's blood. The hooded figure admires the weapon before plunging it down in one violent instant. And Edith, you wake up in the middle of a nap that just overtook you in the middle of the day. You're seated at whatever you were doing. You didn't expect to fall asleep. What is it you're doing on this, an average weekday?
Truthfully, probably taking a little bit of stock of the new mansion that is dubiously ours.
So maybe at some point you found a book or something that interests you and you took a seat on one of the many couches or pieces of furniture strewn around its many labyrinthine hallways and you fell asleep. But boy, that was one heck of a nightmare. And it was vivid, but the weird part about it was it felt like you were witnessing what you dreamed about, like you were in the room with them. But at no point in the dream can you remember anyone acknowledging your presence. It's like you weren't even a character, you were just surveilling.
Jeffrey?
Yes, ma'am.
Jeeves?
And it's Gerald.
Gerald? I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's fine. I can be Jeffrey. I can be Gerald. I can be
No.
whatever my
you're
masters want me to be. It's fine, truly.
Okay. Does this house give people nightmares? Like, is it the bad kind of haunted?
Ma'am, what do you think this is? A network television reality show? No, this is not a psychic house. Would that it were a psychic house.
It's not like over a hellmouth or a toxic pit of something or an ancient burial ground of...
Hellmouth. Madam, are you under the impression that that show with the quippy teenagers who killed vampires was real?
You know what? Until a little while ago, I wasn't sure things like you were real. So, I'm questioning all sorts of things at this point.
You know what? That's fair. I retract the condescending tone of my earlier statement. No, this plot of land was purchased in 2009 by a former professional athlete looking for a safe investment to stash away his recent signing bonus. He built it to mimic the medieval feel, make it palatial, and of course, when the recession hit and he was traded following multiple reconstructive surgeries to his knees, Mr. Jason Grayson bought it for a song and proceeded to make it all this.
And I suppose since he gave it to us, he wouldn't have, left any protection spells that would drive us insane or something, right?
Mr. Grayson's wards tended to be of the touch them and be disintegrated nature as a whole. I'm trying to remember if I ever even saw him construct some sort of insanity trap, or there was one time that sent a particularly curious landscaper's brain out of his body and into one of the koi in the pond. We eventually got him transplanted back, but the trauma was quite profound.
That sounds awful.
Yes, I'm afraid he was quite rattled by his experience. He did, however, eventually recover following much mental health therapy and has written a best-selling book, My Time as a Koi Fish, What I Learned About Life, Love, and Eating Bread.
Oh, I saw that.
Providing a living for him. Yes, he was featured on that show with the pop psychologist.
Yeah, they're doing the same team that did My Friend the Octopus is doing a documentary on him now.
Yes.
Weird.
Indeed. Strong swimmer, I'm told that he uses as evidence of his experiences. I felt very bad for my role in that.
Okay, so also, is the milk bad?
I do not let staples go bad in this home.
Okay.
Rest assured, madam, that as soon as the expiration date approaches for a staple, I contact Miss Alexa and have a new batch delivered forthwith.
Okay.
I have one job. I can't sleep. It fills the time.
No, I get it, and we appreciate you, genuinely, especially me, since I'm mostly here.
Used to be a repository of all the magical knowledge and wisdom of an entire circle of wizards. I must say I prefer working for you than being the personal magical calculator for that batshit crazy psychopath.
Okay, but I have a question for you.
I probably have an answer. It's what I'm good at.
And you have to promise to not call my therapist.
I do not believe I have your therapist's number.
I feel like you could figure it out.
I am not in loco parentis of you, Edith. We're all a little crazy here.
I think I'm having visions.
Yes, that would track.
Can you get rid of them for me?
Get rid of psychic sensitivity? No.
Yes. Why?
Wired into your brain.
It didn't used to be.
Is not meant to perceive some of what you've recounted you've perceived. It literally reprograms your awareness. I believe certain spiritual practitioners called it your third eye, as it were. But once it's open to continue to torture the imperfect metaphor further, it can't be closed. It's literally a matter of how you perceive reality. Time is linear to the sleeping ones, to the mortals, to the uninitiated. It is very possible that it is no longer linear to you, particularly one who has experienced death and has seen glimpses of what the void holds.
Can you give me a blindfold?
Mental blindfold. That is an interesting puzzle. Well, I'll tell you what. I will look into your request. I will consider it. I must caution you, however, attempts to dull or manipulate the psychic senses of others are very, very dangerous. The side effects can be explosive.
I mean, I feel like I've had worse, so thank you.
I'll look into it. We will see what happens. I have quite the backlog of tasks at the moment. I am preparing a list of every arena rock band ever for Mr. Thomas that I fear I'm finding myself woefully behind on.
That does sound important.
Yes, I fear that his journey phase is unfolding into an AC/DC phase, and I am filled with untold dread for our healthy sleeping habits.
You could just skip it.
I do have that power.
Go straight to Backstreet Boys.
Ooh, the boys from the back alleys, yes. With their coordinated dancing and their syncopated harmony. I will consider what advice you have given me, Edith, for perhaps, we may save ourselves from midnight rock and or roll for the near future.
You could also just give him headphones.
What are headphones?
Oh, I'll bring you some.
Yes, indeed. I do feel, however, you should maybe find your friends, get in touch with them. I know Mr. Thomas is at the university. Is Miss Rose and is Mr. Michael here? I believe Rory had a date.
Yeah, it's awkward and annoying, but yes.
Yes. He seemed very excited, though.
Yeah, he was. It was disgustingly cute.
Oh, anyway, to finish my thought, you might want to locate the rest of your friends on account of there is a gentleman of law enforcement trying to buzz his way into the front gate to see you.
Okay. I hop on our group text and I'm like, hey, where is everybody? Because I don't want to talk to the cops by myself. I mean, I will, but you guys don't want that.
Rose just texts back like 6 cop emojis, and then I'm on my way.
Be there in a minute.
and he is the simple. All right, so we fast forward in time, and we have the 3 of you. Thomas was unable to get away. He is now in classes officially, but it's a strange and eclectic variety of classes, mostly prereq. He is currently in an improv for business majors class and is struggling mightily. So send him your well wishes and your sympathies.
Great progressive college we've got here.
Yeah, and it's the 3 of you, and y'all kind of arrive, group together before joining Detective Dalton in the kitchen, who does not know he is sipping a cup of coffee made by a ghost. If only he knew. But he's enjoying himself, and when he sees you enter the kitchen, he sort of gives a salute and says, "Thank you for the hospitality. It's been a long couple of days."
Oh, really? How so?
Any of you been watching the news?
No.
I try not to.
I have like 10 tests this week. I don't have time for TV.
Somerville slangs. That ring a bell to any of you?
The Somerville slayings?
Yeah. Well,
Are you watching Scream 5?
I wish. It was a disappointing movie, but it would have been better than this. All right. Mike, I came here to see you, but good things seem to happen when you bring along your plucky helpers here. So
I'm sorry, we are very competent. We have now solved multiple things for you,
I
officer.
think that's what he's implying.
that I'm rewarding it. I got a good case for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, one that
You may continue.
Mike, we got a problem. One that at first I thought was thoroughly in my wheelhouse, but I'm starting to suspect is in yours.
What do you got?
Serial murders.
Oh, good. Something totally normal.
Yeah. See, it would normally be something where I would continue to work on it, call in the FBI, stay far away from your business card, but every single one of the Vics has something in common.
What?
They were persons of interest in other killings where I was never able to find evidence.
So you're hiring us to find somebody who's doing your job for you and killing killers?
It is not my job to kill killers. It is my job to bring them to justice so their families can get closure and see justice done in the court of law.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't execute people.
And these persons of interest, how there's a fine line between person of interest and suspect. Were they all on your radar for being good for the crime, or just involved somehow tangentially?
I could never make the entire picture fit. Take, for example, Vic number 1. And he pulls out like a pile of folders and throws one on the desk.
Is this victim stabbed?
This victim 1, he was potted rather violently from his head. Apparently the hard way. I'm estimating by a hacksaw, possibly some other form of power tool. He was our number 1 suspect for the twin murders of a couple of teenage girls in his neighborhood in suburbs of Somerville, your neighbors. He scrolls through a couple of pages in the file. 2 girls, both strangled, but one of them was found with, shall we say, substantial damage to her hands and her nails. Well, you know what that means, right? All the other evidence pointed to Mr. Miller, but he had no injuries. Nothing. The DNA under the fingernails was even a 72% probability match for him, but he had no injuries, no scars, no scrapes, no scratches. We examined him less than a week after the killings. Couldn't make it stick. DA brought charges. We didn't even make it to trial before the whole case fell apart because, again, we couldn't tie the defensive wounds. Vic number 2, Mr. Kyle Mortimer. He opens another former, I don't know what you call him, embalming expert at a funeral home. Well, roundabouts 2 years ago, a bunch of widows of bodies he was working on also go missing. Turned up in their husbands' graves. Don't ask us where we got that tip.
Where did you get that tip? It could be important.
There is an individual who lives in the state park who very regularly calls in weird things he's witnessed. A good half of the time, they actually turn into something. I can't put his crazy ass on the stand because he doesn't have a whit of credibility, always ranting and raving about the end of the world and creatures lurking unseen in the shadows. But sure enough, he had the story of grave robbers and some sort of macabre staging of multiple murder victims in the cemetery, and it paid off. Well, anyway, he fit the bill. His methods, the same kind of clothes he put on female deceased persons he prepared. But when we went, he's pristine. Nothing was firm. Every circumstantial tie we had to him, we couldn't substantiate with real evidence. But I kept my eye on him. And as long as I kept my eye on him, new victims didn't turn up. Until I found him earlier this week.
Stab?
Pieces of him strewn about his backyard. There were over 18 pieces. And he turns the page into a very rather grisly scene that is not fun to look at. And
any signs of ritualistic methodology?
Rituals? No. Although, if you ask me, every single one of these people, and he just kind of flips through the folders, including our most recent Vic. This is, he calls himself Tank. Real name, Robert Wormwood, local bodybuilder. And he flips the page open, and Edith, you know exactly.
The person. Okay. I'm going to go live with what's-his-face in the park.
You don't take a look at the most recent Vic, Mike. You don't need, if you got a bow and arrow, you don't need 15 arrows to kill a guy. You don't need 5 throwing knives. And you don't need, on top of that, to split him from belly button to nose with some awful implement. Let me tell you, I don't know what did this, but the tissue damage is just profound. Someone is enjoying killing these folks.
This does look like one person. It's got to be a crew. I mean, just the first victim and him. This one guy is going to be able to do this to somebody.
I tug on Mike's shoulder and I'm like, it's one person. Don't ask me how I know that, but it's one person.
All I know is crime scenes are pristine. The commonality that leads me to believe it's serial multiple murder is...
They've all been chopped up with a samurai sword.
I would not surprise me, but this was no mall variety vigilante getting his cutleries from the store at the outlets. This is a professional killer who uses bladed instruments to do his task. I've only seen violence like this, frankly, from mob hitmen back in the day.
I hate to ask this, but is Internal Affairs, do they have this on their radar?
Well, that's why I'm here. See, I didn't make it a secret that I didn't like how each of these 5 dudes got away from me. I didn't make it a secret that I was watching them. That if they ever screwed up again, I would be there. Because they were monsters, Mike. Each and every one of them. They hurt kids. They hurt defenseless women who lived alone. They hurt senior citizens who couldn't defend themselves. Monsters. And I was watching. And I was waiting. And apparently, well, amongst the segment of the force I'm less popular with, there's a growing rumbling that maybe I did something about it. I didn't. I couldn't do this. And if I wanted to, I'd have done my justice with a 9mm between the eyes on all 5 of them. I wouldn't have done that. Especially this recent guy, this Tank Wormwood. 6'6", 280 pounds, bodybuilder of some sort, personal trainer or something. There's no way I would have gone after that dude with knives and shit. Seems like a good way to get your head twisted all the way around.
All right, well, we'll see what we can do.
I
think
need you guys to figure out a way to tie these together. I don't need a suspect. I know how this stuff works. And these crime scenes have been cleaned of personally identifying evidence very, very thoroughly. But if you can identify any of that weirdness that you do, if you can identify anything that takes some of the heat off me, I would sure appreciate it as a personal favor.
Do you have any other people you think would be victims to this?
Want to know something funny? For a while, I thought Tank Wormwood was the guy doing this. He points at the most recent file. See, Tank here is a vigilante. He, back when he went to Felton University, he had a bit of an obsession with local crimes against students, especially the crime wave that wrapped last year. See, he would go hunt down individuals who made it to the news as possible persons of interest. And of course, you know how responsible our local media is about labeling people on local news broadcasts and in papers. And he would brutalize them. Most of them did not survive his treatment. I discovered his body when I swung by his place to question him.
Is anybody that he beat up around?
There was one survivor of his reign of terror. Couldn't get him to testify on the stand that Tank had done it, though. He was terrified. In fact, he promised me privately one-on-one that if I ever tried to make a case against Tank and I put him on the stand, he would say emphatically that someone else did it and make up some description of some other shady character.
Cool.
That one made me bitter.
Who was, well, I'm assuming that person is in these files you gave us.
Martin Christian? No. He's, as far as I know, he's still working nighttime cleanup at the old, the loony bin. He had a hard time getting, the kind of work he was pursuing after graduation with his rap sheet.
Cool.
What did he get in trouble for?
Martin had a problem with boundaries when he would go to fraternity parties on the university. People would come to have fun, mostly young women, and they would leave victims. He ended up on the news due to some scandal or another featuring the entire frat he was part of. And Tank Wormwood killed his way down the entire list. Bob just recovered from the blunt force trauma he was subjected to. Tank thought throwing him down the main quad stairs in the central plaza of the university would do him in, but 1 in a million, he didn't land in a way that broke his neck.
You guys don't have any witnesses of anybody leaving any of these places or any footage of anything?
No. I discovered Tank. The other 4 were discovered by housekeeping staff, parents, significant others. We've been late to the scene every time. It's our best estimate that Tank was killed last night. But as far as I can tell with the rest of them, we got there days too late.
And none of them have anything suspicious on their phones?
I can't find their phones. I'm telling you. Mike, you'll know if you look, and I'll get you access if you want them. These scenes, I can understand why the boys think it's a cop. They're cleaned and cleaned well. Not of the viscera that seems to be strewn about them like performance art, but of anything that I would expect a killer to leave behind, absolutely flawless. Textbook, frankly.
Cool.
We'll see what we can do. I think.
Listen, don't call the station with details. It's only going to make more trouble for me. You have my cell phone number.
Yeah.
If you've got anything for me, if you need the law involved, you make sure it's rock solid. And if you don't got anything and you're getting yourselves involved any further than asking questions, well, be safe. Whoever did this is a savage.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to take my leave now. I really need to mind my P's and Q's while the heat is on.
Yeah, stay safe.
I'm afraid that I'll have to. Have a good day. And he just leaves. His entire body language during the entire conversation, he's very shaken up. Although whether or not it's about being, so he says, falsely accused, or just the situation in general, it's kind of hard to say.
What were you saying about one guy doing all this?
Well, one guy at least just did Tank.
What do you mean?
I think because I
Look
saw
at these.
him kill Tank
What
with a bloody
do you
sword.
mean? Wait, what?
So I'm seeing things now. You're welcome. I asked Gerald if he could fix it, and he can't. And
Wait.
so I see things now.
What do you mean you see things?
Well, I saw this guy dying, and then there was a guy standing over him in a robe. Did I see the face of the guy, Dylan?
He was shrouded. You can't tell if he was wearing a mask or something, but he was certainly using the hood on his cloak, on his sort of pseudo cloak rain jacket to mask his features. You're pretty sure he was a male. Probably some scruff on the chin, but you just couldn't see much.
Got it.
Wait, Edith, if you're psychic now, that is so cool.
It's awful. I see
No,
dead people.
super
I see
cool.
dead people, Rose.
Definitely.
It's not
We all see dead people. We live with dead people.
okay.
It could
But
be worse.
Cat is adorable, and
Also, we need to move her here.
she's here. She
Oh,
made
did
the
you get her over here? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
I figured that out while you were having your last test.
Right.
She's here. She's
So wait, you saw this while it was happening, or?
well, I saw it like 5, 10, 15 minutes ago, so no. If they think they found him yesterday.
That's still something. So you had a vision.
Yeah. And
It was.
felt a lot like, remember when I fainted like last week? And I said everything was fine, but life was going to get real complicated. Yeah, it felt like that. But I don't know if that's happened or not. That seemed like end of world, and a lot of us were dead. So I'm thinking not.
Cool. Well, let's go not psychic. We're just seeing possible futures then.
Well, it sounds like she's actually seeing the immediate past,
Also passed.
out of body. But what did you see?
He was in his house. I thought basically this crime scene. It was not great. But it was very slasher. I couldn't make out the guy. It was a guy, probably.
You
Or
saw the
very
murderer?
closely. Huh?
You saw the murderer, the guy killing him?
I saw the murderer. He was wearing a giant cloak. It was very unnecessarily dramatic. And if you saw him walking down the street, you'd be like, hey, dude, this is neither a Halloween movie nor actual Halloween. So what's up? So he would probably be conspicuous or he changed. Both of which is weird.
Keeper,
Yes.
is there a store in town that would sell unnecessarily dramatic clothing?
I mean, there's a costume shop. There's a weirdo Halloween that just recently popped up. There's also tons of weapon stores in this town. It's kind of the capital of Washington for that stuff.
But this was like a weird sword. Like it was a bloody sword.
Did you get a good look at the sword?
You get a fantastic look at the sword. You could draw it if you wanted.
It was like machete. Is that what I read? Like,
It is like a serrated short sword with ritualistic implements just coated in dried blood and possibly some rust.
So it was that. It was clearly, unfortunately, tied to magic. I don't know. He didn't seem like a Jason type. He seemed like a vengeful type, or like a not our Jason, but like movie Jason. This is annoying. I
You
asked
sure he was
Daryl
human?
to stop it, and he can't.
You sure he was human?
No.
I'm gonna take a picture of the sword, text it to my priest, see if he has any. See if he use his contacts, see if he can find out anything about it. Rose, do you want to
He
do an
calls.
internet search, see if you can find anything like that sword?
He calls
do
you
that.
within 20 seconds of you sending the text. Straight, your phone is ringing. It's the father.
Hello?
What are you doing investigating one of those?
It was used in a murder last night. We don't know by whom or why. We're trying to figure out who it was, and we believe he's tied to 4 other murders.
That is a slaying weapon, Michael, and they are nothing to trifle with.
What do they do?
They're
Let me put
monster.
you on speaker so my compatriots here can hear you.
They're monster hunting implements, Michael. They're crafted both by smith and by mage to handle all manner of creatures ordinary weapons can't. The runes that you have actually very, very accurately recounted on the Hilton pommel there, very well done. They're designed to bless the weapon to defeat the regenerative powers of many creatures. You see those serrations there? It's to get through hide that's tougher than armor. The weapons themselves are made with any manner of mystical implements, meteorite iron, silver coating, things of that nature. The creature on the pommel usually is the sponsor that the hunter is asking to borrow power from to bless their weapon so that it can take the life of the creature it pursues.
What's the creature on the pommel?
I don't recognize that one, young Edith. I'm unfortunately not an encyclopedia for the various ancient creatures, demons, gods of the old void.
Okay, but I know people who are, and Rose will take a picture of it.
This was used to kill people who were suspects in murders. The cop who's having us investigate described these suspects as monsters, he was speaking metaphorically. Is it possible? Some of the stuff he said, it's possible these weren't just regular humans that were being hunted. These are actual monsters.
It's incredibly possible. I would say possibly even likely. There is another discomforting possibility that I must not discount. A weapon like that does more than bodily harm. It's possible, and I hope it's not, that its wielder didn't just want to butcher a body, but wanted to butcher a soul.
That lines up what we saw at the crime scenes.
So wait, like butcher the soul or like damn the soul? Because those are different things.
It's impossible to say without more information, Edith. I know that these weapons have been used to ritualistically destroy the very essence of things and people. They're the ultimate killing implement, and they can deliver fates worse than death if they're crafted correctly. But crafting them correctly is the work of years of tremendous magical talents and, well, from everything I've read, a tremendous hatred. The wielder must be the crafter, and the crafter must despise what he's creating the thing to kill, or else the enchantments and curses, they don't stick. It's also why they don't clean them. Cleaning is a ritualistic act. It's closure, the fulfillment of vengeance. If he cleans the blade loses power. As it stands, it builds juice every time it's used.
So is he like collecting these bodies so he can juice it up and kill like the boss?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
If you had a sword like this, would that be what you were doing?
If I had a sword like that, knowing how they're created, my life's mission would be to use it on the inspiration for its very genesis.
Oh, well, okay, that's not helpful, but good for you, sir.
Well, it does help us somewhat. If we figure out what this rune means, we'll know what it's designed to destroy.
Unfortunately, there are hundreds of dead and magical languages, including some not even from this plane. I'm not an expert in all of them.
That's okay. We can figure that out. We have Google.
Thank you, Father. You've
Michael,
got us through it along.
Be careful. If you confront the wielder of that weapon, do not fall to the other end of that blade. Your suffering would never end.
I'll be careful, Father. Thank you.
Bless you, son. Good luck.
Thank you.
Gerald!
Okay.
Mom, I was just making the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with the crusts cut off for Mr. Thomas as his return is imminent.
Okay,
You've
that's
gotta
adorable, but Thomas can make his own sandwich right now.
Well, mostly I was just going to say, let him eat the crusts.
He favors the crusts off in the triangular cuts, ma'am.
Okay, but he's not 5, so leave the crusts on.
Too late, but I will take this into consideration next time. What can I do for you? You are interrupting my sandwich making time.
What does this mean?
Get peace from making sandwiches.
What does this mean?
Oh, I'm not saying that out loud.
Okay, well, approximate.
Could you write it down for us so we can research it?
I'm not writing that down. The paper'd catch fire.
Okay, so it's terrible and awful. Is it demon, monster, or warped human?
Very much other. It's known colloquially as the mark of death. It used to be cultists of the old gods used to carve these into coffin lids of suspected rival witches, rival cultists, and there was the vampire craze of the 70s where every opposing eldritch machination weaver and apparatchik was a Dracula spawn of some sort. It was absolutely nut bar. But
Like our 70s or like the 1770s?
the most recent turn of that decade, when people wore the pants with flair and pleather was on the scene, hair was very
Our
big,
70s.
music was loud.
Good to know.
Disco was just starting to arrive in its own. Oh, good times.
Not Mountain
Anyway.
notes that the symbol looks suspiciously like the pointy S symbol that every middle schooler drew on their.
Not all that, not all that far off, actually.
That is
much
now
more.
canon.
Brutalistic and angular, but the purpose of carving that on the grave sites or in the coffins you see is it keeps supernatural revivification from taking root. It creates a barrier from any life force, including the necromantic energies that generate undeath, from returning to a vessel. You want something to stay dead? You carve that symbol into their flesh, into their prison, or into the weapon that kills them.
Cool. Well, these people didn't seem like they're that bad. Is this thing around? Like this thing that is. Because this creature, what is this creature? Because there's the symbol and then there's the creature, right?
Nope. Not getting involved in this. Nope.
Okay, we just need to know what it is.
Nope.
You're killing us, Gerald.
Nope. I do not want to die again. I am not getting involved in this.
Can
Would
you
you do
just
it for
can
like
you knock a book off the shelf that we can
Once
read?
was it? He's already down the hallway. Just screams back. Once was enough, Edith.
Gerald, how did you die?
He pops back and he points at the piece of paper. That.
Okay, well, we're going to kill it. So
That is the reason I am here. I am not messing with that again.
we're going to kill it for you.
We
Well,
just need to know how.
If I knew, I would have done it hundreds of years ago. Instead, my physical form was cut down, and my this cannot even return to that, and now it is beef jerky under the ground, and I am stuck in places like this.
it's
For the rest
actually
of my
probably
life,
entirely dirt.
I'm not doing this again. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm starting to get my mind around being immortal and all the rich experiences therein. I am not putting myself on the business end of a weapon like that again. No.
Okay, well, could you describe how you died and what happened and how that went down?
The wielder of a slayer's weapon used it upon me in a violent fashion, and I made noises like and I died.
Were you bad?
Everyone who used magic in the 1700s was bad, Edith.
Okay, well, by some standards, but sure, but were you like
Right, like by today's
So-
eating children bad?
No, not in the least. I just liked reading books and making plants grow and bringing rains to drought-stricken farmland.
So, are you saying this weapon is a witch slaying weapon?
Yeah.
These were often used that way. See, we discovered tricks, Michael, circa the 30 Years' War, where we would enchant ourselves, make ourselves harder to die. Or the old the old mage ruse, where we would die, but then the spell would repair our damage some 4 to 6 hours after the murder had taken place, and then our spirits could come back, embody our vessels.
So that sounds a terrible lot like our victims. I mean, wasn't there a whole murder where they were like, hey, we couldn't pin it on him because he didn't have defensive wounds? Like a mage could fix that in all of 30 seconds.
Correct.
At least a mage that is any kind of good at things, right?
Well,
So you're saying Tank the bodybuilder was a mage?
Well, I hate to think it, but like, I mean, I
And
guess
you
it would be
really
rude
think
to assume he's not just because he
Yeah.
likes weightlifting.
We used to call ourselves things like Margrave the Unclean. Now we call ourselves things like Tank. Ugh.
Well, in fairness, Margrave the Unclean is probably partly why you got killed.
Margrave the Unclean was a perfect gentleman, Edith. A bit of a cheat when it came to cards, but otherwise a perfect gentleman.
Why was he called unclean then?
Because we wanted people to fear us, we came up with names like that. I called myself.
I'm putting you specifically in charge of coming up with my mage name. It's your whole job now.
You can use mine if you want. I was the beholder of darkness there for a period during the plague.
I don't know if that goes with my whole look.
You probably shouldn't choose the guy who came up with a name that got him killed to come up with your mage name.
We don't
Just
murder
saying.
people for being mages anymore, Mike.
Yeah,
we don't. Right
it's
here,
kind of
but
the same
this
as
guy
asking
apparently
him to
does.
make my Instagram handle. It doesn't really mean anything.
Well, I would say that you're dealing with an individual who does kill people for things like that. And I would be very careful because, oh God, we all do things like that.
Rose, your mage name should be Derek.
Okay, let's do it. I'll come up with what that means later.
It can be an acronym.
Yeah.
This is what my great
Darling,
uncle do.
egregiously reckless, eccentric.
Kind.
This is what my great art has come to, Michael.
You know, maybe Tank was an acronym and we just don't know. I mean,
Young
we
women.
could try to talk to Tank.
Using
I mean-
magic for clout on Instaface.
Okay, but like seriously, is it possible to talk to him? One of the people who died? I don't really want to, but
Oh, wait, can we?
why not? I mean, teenage girls can summon demons and talk to ghosts. Why couldn't we? We're
do
teenage girls. We're basically halfway there.
Okay, I'm 22. Thank you very much, Rose.
Edith, roll weird.
Let's see here. 2. Hold on. I wish I got bonuses for doubles. Oh, well, that's not great. 6.
You feel a tugging.
Mark experience.
Yep, kind of at the corner of your consciousness. Just a sort of weird general fatigue and tension on the corner of your mind, but it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Am I gonna pass out again?
It's an option.
It's
You
an
feel
option.
that pull, but you feel like you can fight it off. You feel like if you wanted to stay upright, you could. But
Eh,
you
this
okay?
could be
You're
useful.
down.
Mike, catch me. Whoop.
Go carry her over to the closest couch or bed or whatever. Set her down. Make sure she's still breathing all right. Check her pulses.
My favorite would be if she doesn't pass out right then. She's just like, catch me. And then you carry her to the couch. She's
It'll be a
totally
shtick now where she doesn't want to walk to the couch. She just says pass out.
Did I pass out?
You did.
Okay.
And once again, you're somewhere else. You see trees. You see something in the distance. Oh my goodness, you see the haven.
Where we are?
You're looking at the haven through the scope of a rifle.
Oh no.
The
I have to wake up.
crosshairs track Detective Dalton as he enters. And then the crosshair stops moving and it stays still for 20 or 30 minutes, an interminable amount of time. Detective Dalton comes out. The crosshairs follow him again, but no shot is taken. Then you hear heavy breathing and you wake up.
Rose, I don't know how you manage this.
manage what?
Being magic. It's exhausting.
Fun.
No, it's not.
I like it. I'm
Somebody
learning how
is
to do all
outside our
kinds of
house.
weird stuff.
Somebody is outside our house trying to murder Dalton.
Oh, well, we should go deal with that.
No, he has a rifle with a long-range scope on it, and if we walk out and you're the one he wants to shoot, he will shoot you.
Well, but
How far away was he in what direction from the house?
You could point it out.
In the trees?
He's directly west, about 300 yards.
Get
You
my
can
spotting
probably
scope out.
find the cops.
Scan the area through a window. Stay back from the window at a distance. Scan the area.
She's able to point out exactly where it is, but you can't see really anything from your vantage point.
Gerald!
A bluff sort of overlooking your property. This is a very nice neighborhood, kind of built right in the side of some very hilly territory. And yeah, there is one very well forested hill that has elevation on the front of this property. And yeah, that would be an ideal sniper's nest.
Mike, you don't have to have a sniper's rifle, do you? That we could just.
Yeah, but I can't see the target.
But if
We
you
also have a
nope.
we have a mortar.
You do have that.
We could direct lay from the roof.
Well, wait, is he trying to kill Dalton or is he trying to kill us?
Also, wouldn't it be useful to talk to him? Like, if you had a scope and a rifle, couldn't you, wing him? And then we could go get him?
Not very easily.
Should we call Dalton and tell him someone is paying attention to him?
Oh, we should do that. Mike,
Yeah.
you should do that.
When did you see this? Is this happening right now?
Just now when I fainted. He was watching us through the entire conversation that we had with him. I was only out for how long?
Well, but the conversation took place a little while ago.
Right.
Is he still there?
Well, he was when Dalton left.
Mike, roll sharp.
It's a 10.
If he was going to take the shot, he would have.
Okay, what if we just...
Not after Dalton? In which
People
case,
can
which
see-
of us is?
Oh, guys. Okay, this is going to sound terrible, but don't be upset about it. People can see Kat, right? What if Kat walked out and was like, hey, what do you want? You can't shoot her.
You could ask Kat. I mean, she might not want to be shot at, but she can't die again.
I want to either just drop a few rounds from the mortar on the position or drive out in the Humvee down the driveway and then shoot off and try to get up to the area. We're going through forest. The sniper rifle doesn't give him pretty much any of a range advantage. He needs a clear shot.
Okay. But just we need to not kill him, Mike, because he could be useful.
And the weird thing is we have this guy hunting down witches with a blade and he's got a sniper rifle now. I guess he's afraid.
Did
Dalton's
the
onto
breathing
him.
Did the breathing match up with the breathing from before? Dylan?
Not
No?
really. It was heavier, but yet somehow still softer.
Okay, and I can see the hands in both vision. Do the hands match? Roughly.
The hands in your first stream were gloved, but if you had to guess, the individual from your second dream was smaller.
Cool. So this is the second person because they are smaller. And also
if you
probably
were trying to murder someone, you could shoot them and then have somebody else go stab them.
well, but none of the guys who were murdered were shot. Also, the autopsy would have shown that.
I'm pretty sure Deacon's not a witch either.
So then we just have somebody weirdly watching us. Not associated with the serial witch killer.
Okay, but we should go quickly so that that person doesn't leave.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to kid up, get in the Humvee, and drive out down the driveway.
I'll come.
I don't want to be here alone. Let's go.
Nothing happens. You leave. No one takes a shot at you. Nothing happens.
As soon as I can, drive off the road make it, then just run as fast as I can, fully kitted up, trying to go to that spot about where I know where he is or where he was.
It is not hard to find where this individual is. You find like a blanket and pad that they were clearly kneeling on, and like a really makeshift tripod made out of sticks that the individual clearly found from the area, but there's nobody around.
And there's no trail that we can follow either.
Anything left behind?
Roll sharp.
Yeesh. That's a 6.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The only thing that you can kind of get a feeling on is the ways to egress from this position that weren't the easy way, because you guys came the easy way, would have been like really, really rough. Like you'd had to climb through a lot of branches, bushes. It would have been difficult and probably would have done some damage of some sort, like clothing or.
Take a look at his tripod and set up where it was. Was he? Can I tell if he was lying down or sitting?
Lying down.
Take a look, see what kind of loophole he has. Is it a good? How experienced is this sniper? Did he cut away?
Good enough that you can tell that they were confident that they could operate without perfect comfort. It was a quick and dirty job, but it was done by the book, preparing themselves a little position. It's a hallmark of practical experience, if in no way a hallmark of professionalism.
I'm going to take the tripod. What's that?
Oh, I said we could try magic. I mean, they left stuff here.
Yeah, I'm taking the tripod at least so we can get any DNA evidence off of it.
I just sit down and cross my legs and scrunch up my face, concentrating really hard, like hyperventilating, trying to provoke another fainting spell.
It doesn't happen.
Okay, well, I don't know that it's not going to happen, so I keep doing that until someone taps me on the shoulder.
It doesn't happen.
And I put my hand on her shoulder. Taking a nap doesn't always work as a way to solve problems.
Hey, that's very rarely true.
Just saying it doesn't always work. I've used it before.
I've tried to do a tracking spell, Keeper. I know very little about magic, but I think Rari and I have done it.
It's a basic spell, and you've done it before. So,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll weird.
Let's do this. If my dice would work. Okay, that wasn't the worst in the whole wide world. You said weird?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a 10.
You conduct your little quick and dirty tracking spell involving preparing like a little miniature ritualistic circle on the ground, and you draw your symbols, you think your thoughts, you say your words, and you burn a leaf as you know the spell requires, and the flame instantly flits to a tree about 8 feet away that has a hollow in it.
And Rose will just point and look at Mike.
I go over to the tree and study it. Is anything in
There
the
is a weird kind of gray, you'd call it cement dust almost, just sort of coating the opening. And inside, there's enough room to sort of stick a hand in this tree, is a folded up piece of newspaper.
Just pull it out and take a look at it.
There is...
That wasn't Edith, that was Chloe. Edith is still sitting hyperventilating on the ground.
There is an article about Tank Wormwood getting off at trial. There is also a smaller folded piece of notebook paper.
Yeah. What does it read?
Game on.
Can I tell anything about the handwriting?
Quick and dirty. This was probably scrawled out very rapidly.
How old is the newspaper clipping?
There's no date on it because it's just like a cutout photograph with a caption. But the paper is kind of yellowing. It's at least over a year old.
So it wasn't written to us.
That's your conclusion.
No, that's somebody else's conclusion. Edith is still on the ground.
I'm going to try to collect some of the concrete dust.
It's not hard. There's tons of it. Like this was applied liberally. It was coated.
They're sending a message.
Who's sending you a message?
Whoever coated this with concrete dust and put the newspaper clipping and the note in here.
This sounds like a terrible mobster setup. Like
Yeah,
all the movie genres are mixed here.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Is the news article written by anybody notable?
You don't know. It is a picture with a caption of Tank Wormwood leaving the courthouse in a suit surrounded by a bunch of people. And the caption reads, "Suspected vigilante murderer goes free."
Let's go back to the house. We can do an internet search, probably find this photo. If the local papers ran this, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out when it was.
Okay, we don't need the internet. Edith,
I was just gonna say we have our phones though.
Let's go back to the house too and see if Gerald can tell us anything about the concrete dust.
Oh, that's a good idea. On our way
If
back.
you search on your phone, you can roll for sharp. Anyone wants to do that?
Go
I'm
ahead,
driving.
Rose. I would actually like to Google Tank and see what else is on the internet about him.
Both of you roll for sharp.
That's a 9.
This is investigate a mystery, so you can ask one question and you can get something that is either the total truth or a total lie.
I think we would want the dates of that whole kind of case, starting with when that article was published, but more so like the timeline of that. Crime is discovered. Here's people being introduced. Here's where we found the suspect. Here's the trial.
Well, you get it. And it is not hard to reverse engineer, especially if you call Edith over to talk to her about it. You guys both remember this. About a year and a half ago, there was a very, very serious incident on campus. It was the scandal that dominated, Rose, your second semester ever at the university. A party that went very wrong for a lot of people, and some horrible stuff happened. Big media event, a lot of victims. And then some guy goes crazy, allegedly, takes it upon himself to avenge the drunken crimes of this awful group of kids, and doesn't end up going down for it. You guys remember.
Mm-hmm. And he got off because there just wasn't enough evidence?
They only had one surviving witness who
Yeah.
stated on the stand in a famous courtroom moment that made national media that the DA affirmatively had the wrong guy. And this witness was a guy who was at the party, but allegedly was only a witness of the depravity and not a participant.
Was that the Martin Christian guy or somebody different?
That is him indeed.
Do we know anyone who is at that party or at least claimed to be?
We can go find Martin Christensen. He lives here. Also, we
He
can go find
works at the
Holmes
loony
guy.
bin as a janitor.
He got off of criminal charges. That did not stop Felton University from kicking him out. That was a very, very short and quick student disciplinary process. And they salted the earth with that frat.
We could totally find him.
Easy.
Google. Do we see where he lives?
Yeah, he works night cleaning crew at the same hospital Janessa was at.
Oh, brilliant. Cool.
Is she still there?
Yes, so sort of in the
Yeah.
walls. Climbing the walls.
Writing things on them.
She's around.
She's around. She's made herself quite comfortable, hasn't that?
She's nesting.
Yeah.
She's good.
Is Gerald able to tell us anything about the concrete dust?
He comes over to look at it. How do you want to show it to him?
Gerald, I'll just kind of pour out a little bit on the desk. I have a little sample tube. We found this dusted liberally on a tree hole. I was hoping you'd be able to tell us something about it, what it is, or...
He leans over to look at it, but he does so right after you dump it out and kind of takes a bit of a whiff of the dust that kicks up. Makes it like kind of a shrieking pain sound and fritzes and gone.
So this isn't concrete dust.
And we should put it all the way away before our other ghost smelled it.
Well, let's see if Gerald's okay. Is there anybody else who can talk to Gerald? Kat, do you know if Gerald's all right?
She kind of appears and he's
Stay away
hurt.
from this dust.
He's hurt. He's doing that thing where he reverts to his natural state and whines about how life is unfair and unlife is worse.
Okay, so
He'll
he's
be
sad,
fine.
not hurt.
He says that he is long suffering and does not know what he does to deserve this kind of stuff continuously happening to him.
Okay, well, him and me both. And
Tell him I'm
doing
sorry.
very
I hope he
sad.
feels better soon.
Sorry, we all said a quippy thing at the same time.
Tell him I'm sorry, and I hope he feels better soon.
Tell him I'm not. I have to put up with this shit too, and I put my pants on and go to work every day.
Oh, it's okay. Voidplasm's rare.
What?
What?
That's bad. Hurt stuff like us.
What is it called?
Voidplasm is like the stuff from the place between life and death.
Well, we don't want it to hurt you, so don't touch it.
They used it to try to get rid of me at the old house a lot. I just always knew to hide from it because it hurts. When magic people touch it, it's really uncomfortable. They break out in like hives and rashes, and they get really faint, and they feel really sick, and they can't use magic.
It's a good thing I retrieved the
Yeah.
newspaper clipping.
I mean, I might have some later.
No,
But
he doesn't. No.
What do you mean, no?
You can't have We're not letting you purposefully give yourself hives. It's not happening.
It's just hives. It's either hives or visions of people being brutally murdered.
Your vision might have just saved our lives, okay? You don't know. We don't know. We could have all died.
Maybe I could have just heard him in the woods.
I'm going to send Deacon a text. Says there may be somebody after you who thinks you're a witch. If you're confronted by anybody and you can convince this crazy person you're not a witch, it might save your life.
Tell him be careful. One of them has a sniper rifle and the other one has a haunted dagger.
His response to that in order is question mark witch, exclamation point, sniper rifle, and FML period.
You're welcome.
Also, anyone who's ever met him or heard of him or generally even seen a picture of him would know he's not a witch. Look at
You
that.
would think the same thing about Tank, right?
I don't know. I feel like we're judging Tank really harshly off the fact he likes to bodybuild.
I wasn't judging him harshly. I was just saying usually those people I take that back. They buy magic powders all day. That's their whole industry. Never
That's
mind.
the whole thing. In fact, I would have a much easier time believing Tank is a witch than I think most of the other people who have been witches. We've also
can
faced a
see
bodybuilder
Undertaker.
witch before. Warlock?
He's just the not nerd. Okay, let's go find Mr. Christensen, the crazy janitor.
What time of day is it?
It's late in the afternoon, probably like 3 or 4 o'clock.
Oh no, that paper's not going to get done. We should go.
I'm going to try to just figure out if I can get Martin Christian's home address.
It's not hard with your resources. He's not particularly difficult to find, and his online presence is particularly robust. One of his favorite habits is to complain about the justice system and how hard done by he was and how his life got ruined, and mostly just constant whining on message boards and such.
So, Rose, I think we're going to come at this. You try to sweet talk him. You're an investigative reporter doing the whole wrongly accused thing. If that doesn't work, I'll go after him, just slap him around some if I need to. Edith, you just kind of don't say anything. You tend to.
I'll just stay in the car and try to have another vision.
That
I
would
love
work.
that this just enables Edith to sit in different places trying to pass out.
Have you ever sat and just hyperventilated for 30 minutes at a time? You will pass out.
I'm well aware.
It is an artificial high.
Oh, man. Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. What are you doing?
She's gonna put on a nice blazer and try to look like a reporter student, and
The Rose play.
we're going in. We can do this. Am I wearing a mic this time?
If you
No,
want
I'll have a recording device, a visible one, then we'll have another one. I'll just wear one.
Oh, you're coming with. Okay.
That makes the student thing weird.
I was gonna say, wait, you don't look like a student or a teacher.
I'll wait in the car. Then we'll have a button cam on you, and you have to carry a recording device. You don't. If he tells you not to use it, don't use it. But carry one just so you can make it look legitimate.
Yeah. Okay.
That way, also, he feels more at ease if you turn it off. He thinks it's not being recorded.
Yep.
And I'll stay in the car and monitor the camera and monitor Edith, make sure she doesn't pass out for too long.
Yeah. Just in general, let's keep an eye on her.
So I'll let you drive the Humvee up. We'll be in the back. I can't see us in the windows, and we'll just wait there.
it's good timing. Night cleaning crew shift 1. They're usually 2 graveyard shifts. Shift 1 starts at about 5. Usually goes till about midnight, and then second round comes in through till sunup. You're there. What do you do?
Rose will get a picture on her phone. That way she can just kind of find him. She's like, okay, let's do it.
Just a guy.
I mean,
your typical college student, sort of sandy brown hair with some light curls, decent looking. Looks like he was junior varsity lacrosse. Just seems like a pretty standard guy until this horrible incident that he was allegedly part of and his descent into serious I'm a victim, please pity me status.
Cool. All right, then I'm gonna go in. Please don't die out here, Edith.
I won't die. You can't die. Once you pass out, you stop doing the thing that means you pass out and you get all the oxygen back.
I don't know. I'm like reading comments online right now, and it said something about seizures, and it's really freaking me out. So
I did this
one
one
die out
time
here.
Everybody was fine. Only one person fell over and got a concussion.
Okay, Mike.
She's seated. I have benzos ready. She'll be fine.
Thank you. Rose will get out and go into the
Just saying, if I'm supposed to use this thing, we'll get the best we can out of it for this mystery, and then I'm done. I'm eating some of that powder, and it's poof.
The psychic visions can come in pretty handy, and you have it a lot better than you could. So
We don't know what this costs me. What if I end up like Janessa, Mike? What if I end up like Janessa? Because I have fairy visions in my brain that I cannot control.
you could end up saving lives.
And then end up like Janessa.
But you won't end up like Janessa. She did drugs.
You don't know that! Also, fairy visions are probably just like drugs. Everybody we've encountered who has magic stuff stuck in their brains is not okay. You're not okay. I love you, but you're not okay. And you don't even have stuff like stuck in your head. It just like was there.
That's just from psychological trauma and such. Yeah, that tends to mess people up. But
just saying.
Don't be too quick to get rid of this. Whatever you have, the cure could be worse than the disease anyway.
Yeah. For the moment, we're gonna try to get it again, so I can see this guy's face. That'll make everything easier.
All right.
All right. Rose, you enter, and it's a familiar face at the front desk. Honey, you do more articles on the state of mental health care in our nation than any student I've ever met before in my entire life.
I just like to make sure that the issues are being seen.
I appreciate that. I can admire some persistence. Are you looking to see Miss Miller again? Because now's not a good time.
No, I wouldn't want to interrupt whatever important work she's up to. I'm actually looking for this man, and she'll show her a picture.
Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marty's working. What do you need with Marty for?
I just want to chat with him kind of about the impacts of life and various other stuff.
You're following up on that now that the Wormwood kid's dead, huh? Be gentle with him.
Check in on people. Yeah, of course.
Listen, good man, he probably ain't. Deserved what he got, probably. But he gets mad. Girl, just be careful.
I will, don't worry.
I imagine by now he's probably starting on the second floor, waxing the floors. It's usually where it begins. She presses a few buttons on her keyboard. I'll make sure that there's an orderly or two in that area, just in case he has one of his episodes.
Yeah, of course. And I promise I'm not here to upset him. I just want to talk.
Okay. Well, good luck. You know, I've been meaning to phone in and order one of those student newspapers from the university. I just want to read your work. You're here all the time.
Yeah, definitely. You can just email me, actually, and I can send you a copy. And she'll write down her email, but she'll definitely leave a letter off.
Well, I'll get around to it. I look forward to reading it. And
yeah, sounds good.
Just be safe.
Okay. And she will head up to the second floor.
You spot him immediately. He's working on prepping one of the floor waxing machines, getting ready to push it around. He does not look as good as he does during his schoolboy days, just like a year and a half ago. Looks like he doesn't really shave, has lost tons of weight. He's gaunt, skinny, and has one of the most grotesquely broken noses you've ever seen. It did not heal right.
Hi, Marvin?
My name is Martin, but hi.
I'm so sorry. Hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Rose.
Sup?
Would it be okay if I chat with you a little bit about some recent events?
Oh, God. Why?
Hey, I super get why you wouldn't want to talk about it. For real, I would.
Do you want a quote?
Not at all.
Because
Unless you want to
I'm
give
glad
one.
he's dead is my quote. That guy. And I wish they'd have used a couple more of the whatevers.
I get it. I mean, if someone did that to me, I don't know if I would want to see them be okay either, you
I
know?
didn't even do anything. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's okay. I get it. A lot of stuff went down and the truth kind of got lost somewhere, right?
No one believed the truth. It didn't get lost. They discarded it. And then that muscle-bound piece of shit nearly rips my head off.
Can I just ask you some stuff without the tape recorder and the whole newspaper junk?
Sure. Why not?
And she'll make like a really big show of like putting away the notebook, putting away the tape recorder. And she's like, so there's been rumors that some really weird stuff went down that night.
Those rumors would be true.
You want to share your side of the rumor?
You're just going to call me crazy again, or you're not going to call me crazy to my face, but you're going to write that I'm crazy, or you're going to produce a documentary about wicked college Satanist slangs and paint me as crazy.
Dude, I'm not. I think you'd find that I've seen a lot more than most people.
Listen, this is the best paying job I've ever even gotten interviewed for. If I end up in the news again over this crap.
I swear you won't. I swear, okay? I've seen some really weird stuff on campus and I'm trying to make sense of it.
Ask.
What happened?
We were playing with one of those fortune-telling boards. All of a sudden, Scott, that's team captain gone bad. You remember him?
Yeah.
Starts speaking in a weird language with a deep voice. Then he does things. He does things that I don't think a person should have been able to do to those girls. And Matt tries to stop him. Football player, big guy, and twisted his head all the way around. And so I just stood as still as I can and tried to tell myself it was a dream. And when it was over and those women were gone, I watched my friends pass out one by one. And then I went to try to help the girls. And of course, because that's how life works, I get their blood all over me. And by the time the cops get there, well, it didn't look too good for me.
I get it. Trust me, I do. You probably wouldn't believe this, but last year they accused me of stealing millions of dollars worth of books from the library when I definitely didn't.
The library massacre? That was you?
Definitely wasn't.
I mean, like the whole event. Are you who they tried to pin that on? It's
Me
really
and
sad
some
what
others.
happened.
But yeah,
Really sad what happened to that lady? They never did find that guy either.
it's a long story, but if it helps, I don't think you're crazy. And I'd really, really like to help figure out what happened.
Shoot, I owe you. I'm telling you, that library business, I don't care how involved or not involved you were. It was the only thing to knock what happened to me out of the news. It's the only first break I got. So karmically, I feel like I owe you one.
Well then, fair. We'll work together a little bit.
What else?
You said your friend, the football star gone bad. I think you said his name was Matt.
Matt died. Scott killed everybody. He didn't remember it, though. I think the cops and all them thought he was doing some sort of insanity play. They thought I was doing the same thing, but then the psychologist lady, and I mean, shocker with the way our justice system works, right? She actually testified that I was sound of mind and telling my truth. So it looked like prosecution against me was going to fall apart, which, God, finally a break, right?
Yeah.
So Muscles McGee decides he wants to avenge his baby sister or something, goes on an absolute frickin' rampage. He holds up his hands, and they are like gnarled looking. And a bunch of his fingers have like crooks and bumps in them. He breaks every one of my fingers. He breaks my collarbone. He breaks my face. And then as he's choking me and my vision starts to go black and spotty, he starts having this argument with himself, this freaking psycho. And one side of it says he can't kill me, and the other side of it is like, I have to make this right, blah, 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 you know, all that freaking comic book nonsense. Well, eventually the side that says he can't kill me wins. So he leaves. Tells me he will rip my spine out my ass if I testify against him, which was only significant when I found out what he did to the other brothers.
Yeah.
He ripped them to pieces, man.
You said he
You know
argued.
what's horrible about that?
Huh?
That's how Scott killed those girls. Ripped them to pieces. But people shouldn't be able to do that to other people. Right?
Right.
It's freaking wild. I don't care how much you can bench. You can't rip somebody's head off.
You said that he was like arguing with himself.
Yeah, I'm talking like straight exorcist shit. Like, I have to do this. No, you don't. I have to do this. No, you don't.
Did you notice anything? Any shift at all? Like a weird smell or temperatures or eyes? Anything that...
I feel like I would have maybe noticed that stuff, but when I'm telling you he had my throat caved in,
Yeah.
it was hard to notice things. I thought for a long time maybe I hallucinated it, but that's just way too messed up to not be real.
For sure. Okay, well, that helps a lot. That means that probably whatever happened to your friend might have happened to Tank, and then now we just gotta figure out what's happening from there.
I don't know. I don't know that you ever will. No one else has ever been interested, though, so good friggin' luck to you.
Thanks. Hey, can we... If I have any more questions, can I text you, ask you?
I don't know why you would want to be seen with me or have my number on your phone, but yeah, I don't have anything to hide. It's just nobody believes me.
I do, for what it's worth.
Bad, man. Until that library shit happened and the mystery man killer took over the university rumor mill, life was hell.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can absolutely get how this all sounds really messed up and seems super unfair.
I should have tried to stop him. I should have tried to help those girls. I was just afraid.
Anyone would be.
Yeah, well, I'll pay for it forever, so.
We'll see if there's anything I can do to help, okay? I can't make any promises, but at the very least, one person thinks you're not crazy.
I appreciate that. Like, more than you know.
And hey, if you remember anything about that night or Tank or really anything that doesn't feel totally sane, just touch base with me, okay?
Okay.
And be really careful just for the next couple weeks.
Okay. Okay.
Weird stuff tends to strike twice, you know?
Oh, God, don't I know it. You be careful, too. I can tell based on how you're asking questions, you're one of them.
One of them?
People who need to know. The people who need to know usually die trying to find out. That was us. That's why we got out that stupid board. That's why we said those words. We just wanted to know. I wish I didn't know.
No, I totally get that. Is that board still around?
Cops took it as evidence. I have no freaking idea.
Okay. That's really good to know, actually. And the words, did you just Google them, or was it something heavier than that?
Scotty brought him. We were obsessed with like the hauntings and the weird stuff, and we did the ghost tours, and he said he found something and we should try it. He invited the girls over from next door and thought it was going to be one of those funny things. I was even going to get up at one point and flip the fuses off and on to make the lights go funny, and everyone would be scared and we'd have a good time. I had no idea that would happen. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, don't stress. We're gonna take a look around and maybe at least help find some answers, okay?
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
I'm gonna get back after it, and I can't risk them getting angry at me. If I can't keep working here, I'm applying to Baba Java.
Baba Java's a pretty good one. I'll put in a good word for you.
Appreciate that. Good
And
luck.
she will give him her phone number just in case anything crazy happens.
He gives his back. You can tell that just through the course of the conversation, this profound sense of relief kind of came over him.
And just like in terms of feeling, I mean, I can make a roll for it if you'd like. Does she feel like he's telling the full truth?
Make a roll for charm.
Okay. Oh, that was good. That would be a 12.
A torrent of truth. Not only do you believe him, you got that telltale feeling like when somebody is finally being honest for the first time in forever, he couldn't stop himself. It felt so nice to be heard and treated like a human being that he spilled his guts.
Okay, cool. Well, then she will head back to the car.
As we head back, before we go to our commercial break, we pan over to one of our other heroes, Thomas, who is texting Rose, wondering where she's at as he just walks down the street away from the university. He stops at a light along with another crowd of students, and they're all on their phones, as students do. One girl is hit from behind, like sort of a violent shove, and she falls into the road with a squeak. Immediately, the air is filled with a loud honk, and she covers herself and waits for the blow to come. But Thomas dives on her, picks her up, covers her with his body. The car hits him in the back hard, spins him around, and he falls on his butt, holding his stricken peer, while everybody else fawns over, "Oh my God, is she okay? Way to go, sir." And he kind of rubs his shoulder like, "Ouch," and then starts comforting the girl and asking her if she's okay. And we zoom out to a perfectly average looking guy who's on his cell phone. Yeah, that's him, all right. Took it like a champ. Should have broken his arm. I'll keep an eye on him. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. See you soon. Click. Break.
Okay. Well,
Every of the time, DM, every of the time. You have not let Thomas be for one episode.
Thomas isn't even here.
He's not even here.
Oh my
You know,
god.
we're gonna know something bad happened because one day we'll come home and he's just gone to school and nothing bad happened. He just came home and sat down and had his crustless sandwich.
Yeah. Just don't tell him they're Uncrustables or his budget is going to go out. It's just he's going to lose control over it. The PB&J expenses would just...
No. Well, if you have been with us for a while, here, I'm going to try to change our music here. Try to this, because it's a different moment. Okay. We'll get back to that. But we take a break, and you guys have like more like 8 to 10 minutes relay to go grab a drink or whatever you need to do, and we'll be back to finish the adventure. But we always do a little touch base with everybody in this 5 to 10 minute break and talk about what we're doing. So, Elle, what do you have going right now?
Hello. Well, first up, we have a wonderful little shop that is uncannycreations.art. It's really exciting. We've got some cool hoodies in there, stickers, mugs, like every single type of merchandise you can think of. We probably have something in there. So it's really exciting. There's tons of cool stuff.
It's all right now Wealdport and Felton University branded. So if you want a Felton University hoodie, we're getting some Baba Java stuff in there, but we don't have it yet. But yeah, that money goes directly to helping us like upgrade the stream and stuff. So if you want to support the stream, that's where you can do it.
Yes. So that's super cool and exciting. We also have a fantastic giveaway sponsor for this season. They are called Escape Velocity Comics. They are a wonderful little comic book shop in the heart of downtown Colorado Springs. They've got a ton of cool stuff. They're getting ready for a big winter sale. So if you're looking for cool stuff, you should spring in there, take a look just before Colorado winter ends. I was like, I should clarify that it's a Colorado winter sale because people are like, girl, it's February. You should be headed into spring.
No.
Not here.
We have
It's
second winter
blizzard season. So that's really exciting. Feel free to check them out. They also have a Facebook, Instagram, tons of different social medias that you can be a part of their things. And then last up is I run a little business that is currently on hiatus. So if you want to do any sticker shopping, you'll have to text me or message me personally. You can do that by clicking my face. No, my link in the bio, it's not my face, it's just my name. But you can click it and it'll take you straight to a way to contact me. But normally I have like super cool little stickers like this one and this one. And they are super fancy and super cool. So if you're looking for stickers or have any design stuff you're looking for and you like my art style, feel free to shoot me a message and we'll chat. But otherwise, I think that's all I've got this week.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, next up, we have Bill, who also has some fancy stuff, particularly for those of you who are D&D hardcore players, or not even hardcore players, just wanting to step up your D&D game.
And segue from what just from Elle, this was... If you play D&D at all, you've heard of Deck of Many Things, and this is the version Elle helped me create the artwork for, and there's a bunch of new cards with different effects.
That looks really cool.
Yeah. And there's that, which I love this one. And this is my first book I've published. There we go.
We got a book! There's a book!
An actual physical one. If you follow the link in my description on there, it takes you to the Drive-Thru RPG. You can buy this, and I gotta fix that link because it should have. If you take to the, if you look for OTP Games, that's the name of my company. You can actually get the cards too. So
send me the link in the chat after we're done.
I'm not real good with the old tech stuff. It's
I'll make a note.
it's difficult, but yeah, OTP Games. That's my company. Role playing supplements for 5th edition. If you like an old school feel, even if you don't, there's still if you like D&D, pretty much there's always cool ideas you can get from things. So, but there's more stuff coming soon-ish. I hope so. Just waiting on stuff beyond my control right now, but coming soon.
Such is the life of a small business entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Cool. Will, I think I might be the last person here. I'll pop Will off so he can get a break and get coffee or whatever he needs. But if you've been watching us for a little while, you know that I have a little show that runs right here on this stream. It is called Read, Watch, Vent, and it is a book movie club where we read books, we watch the movies and TV shows that they were turned into, and then we vent about whether we liked them or not. So we're starting up at the end of March. And I think Aaron is in the chat. Hello, Aaron. We have our first 3 picked out. So we're planning on Lockwood & Co., which we thought would be super fun because it looked really fun on Netflix. And also it dovetails nicely with our adventure here. And then we're going to do Daisy Jones and the Six, which should actually be really fun because it's kind of a non-traditional sort of book. It's like a collection of newspaper articles that they also turned into a movie, which is coming out. And then we're going to do The Power, which was a book that a lot of I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this book already. But we'll see. If you guys have strong feelings about any of those, let us know. If you have other things that you want us to read or watch, let us know because we would love to hear what you want to read or what you want us to vent about, how good or terrible it was. So I think that's about it. I'm going to pop everybody back in here because I see we has a full crowd now. Boop, boop, boop. And back to our gameplay layout. Perfect. So yeah. DM, who just so rudely almost hit Thomas with the bus. Did hit Thomas with the bus.
He got clipped. I would say clipped. He got clipped. He took a nice little hit from a speeding car, but it's nothing. It's nothing to him. He shakes that stuff off.
Rose is like, no. Cool.
This is a dude.
Thomas should not have to shake stuff off like that. No one should have to be hit by a car and then be like, nah, I'm cool. Don't worry about it. It's not okay.
One of his biggest assets is his durability and his regenerative capacity. He throws his body around.
DM's like, it's no fun having Thomas if we can't throw him at a bus.
Just let him be. Let him go home and eat his sandwich for once.
Well, you'll see. All right, folks, ready to get started?
Yes.
All right, so I'm imagining Rose rejoins the crew at the Hummer.
Oh, yes.
And you guys have been listening, so.
Yes. We'll just say for the sake of not repeating the entire encounter, yes.
Please do. I do not think I could recount it perfectly the second time.
Good job, Rose.
Part of this is an improv exercise.
It sounds to me like it's possible we have people who are just dabbling in magic. I don't know if Tank was a full-time wizard or just made a pact with something to get powers to avenge. Can we do a quick search on the victim history and see if that was his little sister who was one of the people murdered?
It's easy. It was.
So we're breaking into the police department to steal the Ouija board, right?
No, that the Ouija board isn't directly connected to the present murders.
Okay, but
The college
tied
students-
to the creature that's possessing them.
Well, But the creature, so the college students summoned some sort of demon, spirit, something, committed a bunch of murders.
Mhm.
Then Tank wanted to avenge his little sister, and either he was a wizard or he summoned something to help him avenge his sister. It's not clear that those two are related, and certainly there's not enough of a link where I'm willing to go and try to break into a police property room to try to steal a piece of evidence that might possibly give us some sort of connection.
Okay, well, can we just call Donovan and ask him to borrow it for us?
That
Try.
I mean, that happens all the time, right? Stuff goes missing, it gets mislabeled, poof.
the thing I
The
would
fact
know
that the
is
case
that,
is dead might make it a little bit less suspicious.
but like Martin, he was pretty sure he saw both times that thing happened, and both times there was this weird split personality, dangerously violent creature. It sounds like the same thing, and
So
he witnessed both times.
So we do the Ouija board over the trap thing in your lair, Mike.
Oh, that's smart. Because I was like, wait, why would we use the Ouija board? That's how we die.
But how does that tie to the Undertaker?
Well, maybe that thing is the thing that it's trying to kill, and it could explain to us what it is, and we could start listing off ways to kill it, and when it freaks out, we know we've hit the correct way to kill it. Or even better, we could use its evil, demonic, split personality bringing ass as bait.
For
Also,
the,
whatever it
For the
was
killer.
did spare Martin from
The
Tank.
well, but we're hunting the hooded figure that's killing these people who are possessed, right?
What if we get
Yeah,
some
but
more
I think
information?
that it's
What about the homeless guy that gave the tip? Why does he know this stuff?
Because he's a homeless guy and sees somebody digging up graves.
Right, so maybe he saw something useful.
It sounds like the thing is jumping from people. I mean, like, right? The first guy murdered those two girls, the college guy. Then the second dude, Tank, he goes around trying to kill everybody. For some reason, it spares Martin. And then now we're just seeing it bounce around from victim to victim. I'm not sure who's hunting it, but we also want to stop the creature, don't we?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, bait. Everybody wins.
Edith, I just feel like you really want to use the Ouija board.
What do you guys want to do?
Rose froze. Oh no, she's back.
I'm gonna swing by. Let's swing by Deacon's house, so there's no phone conversation and no texting, and see if we just. I mean, I assume we know where he lives.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
house, an apartment.
yeah. If you guys want to drive up to that, you'd you encounter. It's getting to the point where the sun's dropping. He's got a couple of kids playing in the front yard, and he's just sort of out there having a beer, watching them. Still in his work clothes, but his sleeves are rolled up, his collar's undone, and so is his tie. And when he sees y'all pull up, you just see the look on his face, like, "Oh God."
Hello.
Did Thomas text Rose to say he got hit by a bus? Okay, just checking.
No, in fact, he's been typing for a little while.
She just sends a bunch of emojis.
Dot 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 dot.
It's weird, right?
It's super weird. Should I
Just
call it?
him.
Yeah,
You should
okay.
call him.
I should just click.
Hi, this is Thomas. Apparently, if you leave a message after the beep, I can press 1, and then I can press 1, 2, 3, 4 pound, and then I can hear your message. So you should do that. Beep.
Tom, it's Rose. Call as soon as you can, please.
Rose, don't leave a message. No one listens to messages.
Tom does.
We don't actually know that.
I do. I help him listen to him. It's a whole thing. Okay, Tom, call us back, and she'll hang up.
You should probably tell him not to put his phone's password on his voicemail and to change his password from 1234 too.
Guys, the only people who leave Tom voicemails are us. The
That
only
we
people
know
who
of.
call Tom are us.
I'm betting that's his phone password too, though.
I'll work on it.
She's like baby steps. One step at a time. Dalton kind of like meanders over to you and just waves his kids to go inside. Well, you folks work fast.
Yeah.
We need to get a Ouija board.
Excuse me.
Ouija board from the crime. We need it.
How hard would it be for you to get us a piece of evidence from a case that's been dropped? The Ouija board in those fraternity murders.
Oh God, that. What do you want that for? That. Oh.
You don't want to know.
We're gonna
Just
summon
get
a
it.
demon.
'Cause otherwise, I'll just go get it.
Well, no, I know. You guys like to do that, like mystical mumbo jumbo stuff, and it's not a board anymore. You can't like use it.
What is
did
it?
you do?
One of the guests at the frat party was killed when the board was shoved down his throat. And why?
Okay.
Oh my god.
So are there pieces? Could we put it together?
It would be in Doc's storage. The case didn't result in a conviction. Double jeopardy means we can't bring it again, so that evidence is typically liquidated. But with murders, with a chain, with other stuff like this, and given how recent it was, I'm pretty certain it's probably just on what we call the conveyor belt, which is the warehouse where evidence goes before it is processed and liquidated. I could try to get someone to go pick it up.
Do we need that specific board, or do you think we could just figure this out with
No,
any?
we need that specific board.
Oh god, I hate it. Okay.
As I recall, it is more like a.
We'll figure it out. It's okay, you don't have to.
It was bad. That's the worst crime scene I think I've ever seen. I mean, up until no, that was worse than the library.
Did they use the paddle?
You mean like the?
The
Mhm.
blanchard, the little piece.
Yeah, no, that was still intact as I recall. It was chipped.
Maybe we could use that on a normal board.
He gets out his phone and looks
We'll
like
take everything you can get us.
Anything you can get us.
I'm trying to get that delivered here. I got a kid on my side. He should be working the shift right now, and warehouse is like a block away from the station. Oh gosh, I don't even want to think about that crime scene again.
Well,
We'll just wait in the car. You go spend some time with your family.
That boy ripped those people to shreds. I swear to God, man. PCP, it's a hell of a drug. Back in my day, we just took plants and listened to music. Now kids these days are seeing the apocalypse, climbing walls, and eating people.
Okay, but
I mean,
apocalypse,
didn't the Manson murders happen in your day? Like, you guys had
yeah,
some
you guys had
exciting
violent
moments.
crime.
Those were in California.
You were talking about a time period, sir, not the location.
Wouldn't have happened. Manson murders wouldn't have happened in Wealdport.
No,
Okay,
there
like-
probably would have been a wizard and a cult, like a not a sex cult, like a cult with.
I see you've been here for a while.
Just
Yeah.
a straight up murder cult.
I see you've been here for a while. Yeah, we would have probably had something like that. Or some dude who thinks he talks to ghosts, or someone like Old Man Robert, who I'm shocked hasn't killed somebody yet.
Who's Old Man Robert?
Yeah, what?
Homeless guy lives in the park.
See, I told you we should talk to him. We need to go talk to Old Man Robert.
We'll
We need
talk to him
Ouija
after
board,
we
and we need to talk to him.
see if we can get us evidence.
He'll talk at you. You will not
That's
talk to him.
That's
That is a gentleman who believes that he has a direct line, and I quote, to the angels, who tell him where to be, and he is there, and he sees things, and he documents them. He calls us like 3 or 4 times a week, and usually It's absolutely absurd shit until these murders. So now I gotta take them seriously.
Yeah, I was gonna say, actually, you could just. I know we don't have like a Scooby-Doo line here, but we could probably set up one for him to call us.
Oh God, what is my life?
I mean, Rose, we could just give him. Well, we're not giving him your cell phone.
I was gonna say, I don't really want him to have my cell phone.
No, he can have my cell phone.
Okay.
We'll get a separate line just for situations like this.
Yeah, we can be like the next Scooby-Doo. It'll be really cute.
Oh, listen,
No.
I told my guy to, run the remains by your guys' place up in the Heights. That's the best I can do. I can't be seen anywhere around this shit.
That's fine.
I appreciate it. That's great.
Yeah. Real quick, Mike, can I just quickly level with me, right? That kid you hang around, the weird one who's always listening to music.
Yeah.
That was the kid in the library security feed the night of the thefts and the murders, right?
In a manner of speaking.
He's a good kid. I understand. That was him, though, right?
It was, but it wasn't.
Oh,
He wasn't
okay.
in control of himself and not through any fault of his own.
I've met him. He's sweet. He's an unnaturally large fan of the Bee Gees for a young man of his generation, but he's sweet. Watch out for him. I got a bad feeling he passes you an index card. You see like a timeline of the victims and their crimes. Listen, the frat house, slaughterhouse, the big incident that followed that, the next mass multiple murder. Kid is the mystery man on the scene. Figure he might be next in the crosshairs if they're breaking it down the way the police do.
All right. There is somebody who's
If he can do the
Convincing
things
you
he
too,
did in
so.
that video, if that wasn't doctored footage, I'm not worried about him. I'm just saying, maybe warn him is all.
all right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for looking into this. I really appreciate it. My career means everything to me. I didn't do this, Mike. I wouldn't hurt anyone. Not even those guys. And hey, you ask me, I don't think Wormwood's a bad guy. I don't think he deserved to die for what he did. I believe in justice and the law. I think he was wrong, but I do not think, unlike the others, I do not think he was evil.
All right.
He was a hurt man after some justice, and he didn't want to wait for it. So, be safe.
All right. You too.
And he kind of raises his shirt. There's a Glock tucked in his waistband that he's very conspicuously trying to act like he's not carrying. If they want to take a shot, they can take a shot.
Okay. Just stay away from windows. Hey, Rose, when's the last time you talked to Thomas?
I tried to call him about 10 minutes ago, but I have not gotten through to him.
She conspicuously left a voicemail that she will then have to help him listen to, which is weird.
We're teaching him the phone. It's fine.
Nobody
get in the
uses
car.
voicemails.
Turn on his phone finder. Let's go find him right now.
Sounds good. And she'll do the little Find My iPhone, which they have definitely set up on Thomas's phone because of how often he wanders off.
We haven't set up on everybody's phone because
I was going to say, I think we've probably trusted all of ourselves into that.
He's the locator turns on. It's Baba Java. He's there, and if you zoom in, you can see that the phone is at the table he's always at, that you're always at.
Nice. Well, that works
No.
because I have to put in a job recommendation.
Not
there.
nice. That's weird. There's nothing interesting at Baba Java right now. Rose, he didn't answer your phone.
I'm going to get there as quickly as we can.
Yep,
legally
let's
without,
go.
getting pulled over.
Yeah, it's not far. I mean, good 15, 20-minute drive, and you're there, and you see there's just one of the standard, very heavily tattooed giant cement block of a man guys closing it up.
I think our friend is.
Hello, it is exterminators of weird. Yes, hello.
Yeah, hey, Tom inside?
Have not seen since earlier this afternoon. He very sweet boy. He come in to buy shaken young woman coffee while she call for ambulance.
Okay, well, his phone is in there. Could you get it?
No, yeah, he leave behind. He forget again.
Thank you.
Yes, he's inside. You come in. Yes, I have not. I have closed down register, but for extra special best customers, I can make a. He looks at what he still has on.
No.
It's okay, we just need the phone.
Yes, I left on table in case he come back, but I think he forget.
Actually,
you.
do you have any coffee left? Just in the thing?
Yes, I was making him carafe. He covered my break. Ned and red-haired pretty boy are off to see movie. Very nice boy. He agrees to pour the coffee and take the monies while I'm on break. Very slow this time of night, but he leave before I get back. I take too long getting pierogi.
Cool.
Rose will grab Tom's phone and see if there was anything helpful on it.
His last call is to the non-emergency medical line at the hospital, and before that, it's just you, like hours ago.
Was he was typing a message, right? What does that say?
Like a word, like hey.
Okay, well, he went to the hospital, so we try them.
Once we get back in the car, Rose, you have a little bit of magic and you have a very strong tie to Thomas. You want to see if you can try to do a location or pointer spell or however that works?
Sure. And she'll start drawing a little circle and setting up her stuff.
It doesn't work.
All right, we're buying a tile. We're buying one of those tile things, and we're just gluing it to his shoe.
But it should work, but it doesn't work.
That's super weird.
What if he ate some of the dust?
It would work if he was alive. It would work if he was dead. What it should do, though, is work.
But the dust,
or he's in some sort of. If he were in, say, that trap that we had, not trap, but the summoning area, would that something like that shield him?
Roll weird.
Well, I'm good at these.
And that's if she
9.
tries to tug on the bond. Is that the result, or is that if she tries magic?
Still there, but there's no tension to it. Like it's not like you can tug and reel, or you can. It's just kind of there, kind of limp.
That's super not good.
And someone with Thomas's powers would be incredibly difficult to suppress. It's theoretically possible, though.
Okay. Edith doesn't know that she can do this, but she doesn't really know what she can do. And so she's going to try to induce her vision again. She's going to sit in the corner and start hyperventilating in a weird way. But what I would like to do is play the tune-in move, which she has, which is you can attune your mind to a monster or a minion. So I'm assuming maybe our killer is a monster, and I just kind of want to check in and see if he is with Thomas. And here's what happens. I roll weird.
Mm-hmm.
On a +10, I hold 3. On a 7 to 9, I hold 1.
Mm-hmm.
On a miss, the monster becomes aware of me.
Okay.
And then I get to ask if I win, I get to ask the keeper one of the following questions. Where is it? What's it planning to do? Who is it going to? So I get to. There's a list of questions I can ask.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to tune into Thomas. I'm trying to not Mountain. I'm trying to attune into the monster who I have seen in my vision.
It's a good thing Michael doesn't know what you're about to do.
I don't realize how my powers work, but fortunately for Chloe player, I have a sheet that kind of indicates what the Fae did to me as when they brought me back to life. So
Go ahead.
Trying this. So okay, so I'm rolling weird. Okay, wait. Oh no. That was a 5.
You pass out.
Yep.
And you're adrift again. And this time you're in like a dark hallway, but you hear like humming.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a skinny kid just mopping a floor, listening to music. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
Do I recognize the skinny kid?
Take it. And then he hears something, like the sound of footsteps, and hello?
No. Run.
Hello? You shouldn't be here. Visiting hours are over, sir.
Oh no, you can't see me. You can see the
And then
Run!
you hear a deep voice. How should I do it, Edith?
I didn't roll a 1. You should. Oh no, it's a total fail. Meh. Sir, you should not.
Edith? Are you crazy? I think we got a patient out. I think we gotta. Hey, man. Hey, you're too close. You're too close. What are you doing? And then you snap back.
Edith, you okay?
Okay, they're at the hospital, and who's his face is definitely killing people again.
What?
Wait,
Who's
who's killing?
face?
Which hospital?
People at the hospital.
You mean Martin?
He did say a patient out. So I think it might be the mental hospital, not the hospital. So I don't know what hospital Thomas took the girl to.
I get off the burner phone, call 911, tell them there's an attack at the mental hospital. Need officers there, and I'm driving there as fast as I can go.
And Rose is calling Martin on the way to see if she can get a hold of him.
She cannot.
Fun fact, guys. I think who's his face? Susami.
What?
Who's his face? Michael Myers' ghost face
Oh, you mean the bad guy?
saw me. But
We'll
I
just
didn't
call
track
it
him long
murder.
enough. Well, no, I just delayed the inevitable because he definitely stabbed that child. Well, teenager, mostly child.
You
Not
guys
like a
beat
little
the cops.
child, like a teenager kid.
Didn't Martin never was possessed, never did anything, right?
No, he was totally innocent. It was just like a really bad look.
I don't think it was it. Did I recognize the voice?
Yeah.
And it was it Martin?
The kid.
No. The voice of the person who asked me.
We're calling him
voice,
Murder Hood
You've
now.
never heard that voice before. You certainly didn't hear him talk in your first stream. The hooded
Cool.
figure.
Well, but so then I know it's not Martin.
Well, wait, is the victim Martin?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Dang it.
Dang it.
You guys beat the cops. You're closer. The parking lot's completely deserted. It's getting to be pretty late at night, and nobody likes being here after dark. There are all sorts of supernatural rumors and stuff.
Running straight to the second floor.
Yeah, roll for cool.
Yeah, where's the sniper? He has a sniper.
Roll for cool.
All of us?
Everybody, or
Nope, just Rose, because she's the one running for the second floor.
11.
Oh, well, we're probably
I'm
running out of
leading.
her.
You guys were coming
So-
with me.
Yeah, I'm
You
going.
are
I'm in
able
front
to-
as a bullet shield, if nothing else.
You are able to restrict your revulsion when you burst through the stairwell on the second floor. Martin is nailed to a wall by knives through his hands in a weird, grotesque sort of crucifixion. His lips are sewn shut with rawhide string. And in what you can only imagine is his blood, painted on the wall above him, is score of the game, us 1, you 0.
This just seems unnecessary. I don't
I don't want to play. What game are we playing?
also, where are the guards? Like, this took 20 minutes. People just let this happen? Who
Is
in
it-
What about
God's
cameras?
Has he been gutted with the sword that Edith saw?
Do you look at him?
Yes.
I'm looking at him.
He's
I'm not
not
touching
dead.
anything.
He's not dead.
Oh my god.
Hi, Mike. Okay.
Martin.
I'm gonna-
Okay, I am going to try combat medic. See if I can keep him alive.
Mike, can I take the daggers out of his hands?
Don't wait. I'm just. So that's a 13 on combat medic.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Okay. See, is there any major bleeding right now?
He's got the horrible injury to his face when his lips were sewn shut that roughly, and his hands are ruined. But other than that, and a couple of spots that are going to be some severe bruises where you think he's been struck, no.
I'm carefully as I can cutting away the rawhide stitching and trying to get airway exposed and check his airway.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay.
It's not okay, Rose. This is terrible.
Okay. Get some gauze, medical supplies, come back here as fast as you can. I'm gonna start packing these wounds and I need to take them down.
He's just like completely shut down trauma-wise, just eyes staring off into the distance.
Did you get a look at the guy who did this to you?
Mike, his mouth
was
is
it more
sewn
than one?
shut.
I cut him
No,
Cut it
open.
open.
Oh, we cut it open.
And he just kind of points further up the hall.
He's still here, clearly.
I don't think.
Were those words?
Let's get him gauze and get him down and go from there.
You two try to take care of him. I'm gonna go down the hallway.
Wait, what's in his throat? No. Hold on. Okay, wait. Yeah. I'm gonna reach down in your throat. I'm sorry. I'm real sorry. And I reach down.
I'm going down the hallway where they're taking care of him.
There is like some sort of like metal cube lodged in his.
God.
Okay, I'll pull it out. Is it just is there symbols on it? Is it what kind of metal?
Box. Looks like it
Box?
opens at the top.
Oh god, like
I've seen this movie too.
away from your face.
Okay, no, actually, we're gonna put it down and
Yes.
we're gonna open it with a cloth so that nobody touches it.
Love that for us. And it's gonna be okay, Martin. Just keep breathing and we will take care of you.
Martin, you might die. I'm really
No,
sorry
Edith.
about that.
Edith, it's okay. Just rest. Go
Mike.
ahead, Edith.
You find down the hallway.
Oh wait, Mike, we were moving to Mike.
Yeah, I'm just telling him what he found. Something that just the last thing you expected. It's like a modified hula hoop with all sorts of symbols carved into it. And at first you're like, what in God's name? Until you realize that this individual used this as a portable magical circle. Probably literally waited for Edith to check in and took control of her reaching out psychically. It is a brilliantly creative move.
I'm going to take pictures because I'm pretty sure cops will take that as evidence. Get all this, everything I can off of it. Head back to the patient.
They're opening the give or take fist size stainless steel box covered in all kinds of unpleasant slickness.
All right. Well, and I'm not touching it with anything. It's got fabric between me and it.
And Edith, wait, and she'll like wrap some cloth or in front of your mouth.
Why don't we wait till we get someplace a little more controlled to take a look at that?
Well, I already opened it, Mike. So
there's like makeshift scrolls of what looks like computer paper, kind of tied shut with just twine.
Okay. I'll pull one out.
You open it?
Yes.
And it is a picture of Rory taken from a distance in an animated conversation with Nat.
Oh boy. And how about the next one? Wait, is there just the one?
The next one, there are two. The next one is a picture of Thomas comforting what looks like a really distressed woman with a crowd on a street corner.
Are there timestamps on either of these?
Nope.
Is this what Thomas was wearing when he left the house this morning?
Yep.
Cool. Both of these were taken today. There are multiple people playing this stupid game.
Do you open the third?
Yes.
Yes.
We know.
What do you know?
Okay, they probably know that we're supernatural people and they could have us thrown in the loony bin at any time with Dr. Janessa.
They're not looking to imprison anyone.
Yeah, I think they're looking to murder everyone.
They're not looking to murder us.
I don't know that we know that.
I think we do.
Jeez, you guys are going to talk about me like I'm not here? Rude.
Mark might disagree with you.
Oh, wait. Who is that?
Yeah,
Hi.
wait, what?
Portal man.
Janessa's just kind of leaning against the wall,
Janessa?
watching it, just kind of filing her nails.
Oh my God, Janessa, what did you see?
It's pretty savage. I mean, that dude messed that poor kid up.
Why did you just... Okay, never mind. It's you. I get it. Did you recognize the person?
Nah, I'm busy. Let me get a good look at his face. I got really, really interested when he crammed the thing down his throat, though. That was pretty savage.
Are there cameras, Janessa, anywhere?
This guy seemed like a pro. He probably disabled them, but he wanted witnesses, so maybe not. Literally came up to the fourth floor, let me out, said, "Watch this." And I was like, "Okay."
He let you out of your room and you don't know what he looks like?
He was wearing like a
cloak.
Yeah, it was really dramatic. It was some kind of stupid cosplay sort of thing. I was like, okay, big, tough guy. Ooh.
His name is Larry. That's what we're calling him. I don't care. He probably chose something scary. We're calling him Larry.
Did he say why he wanted you to watch, or?
Yeah, he said he wanted me to watch. I could tell you guys about it when you came, that you were on your way.
It feels like he gave you one job, and
you were bad at it.
She shows her filed nails. I was busy.
Janessa, I swear to God.
How's the patient doing? The one who was pincushioned to the wall.
Wait, we took him down, right?
He's going
He's
through
still
some
injured.
shit. He's in a lot of pain, just kind of writhing and moaning on the floor.
Janessa, where are your orderlies? Where are the guards? Where are your nurses?
Well, one of them, his insides are on his outsides, and The other one ran into us in the stairwell on the way down here and tried to stop us from coming to this floor. And he went from the 4th floor to the bottom really, really fast. And it made a sound like...
Janessa, you're telling me you watched 3 murders and didn't get
If
one
Martin's
lick of
stable,
a
I'm going to go
hair?
check the other 2, see if there's any chance of them still being alive.
They're not.
I'm not going to take her word for it. I'm going to go verify.
As soon as you leave the hallway, it's bad, man. There is 2 dead orderlies in the stairwell. Just their throats cut clean. There is one who went splat on the 1st floor, clearly dumped over a railing. And you can only imagine anyone else this guy ran into met a similar fate. And yeah, he seemed kind of like a dangerous dude, so I did what he wanted me to do.
Okay, in fairness, that is actually the smart thing to do.
Yeah. He asked me a lot about the other 2.
What other 2?
The Irish guy and the stupid kid.
And what did you tell them?
That he was an Irish dude and that he was a stupid kid.
You didn't tell him about your research on Thomas? You didn't tell him about...
As if Mr. couldn't understand the intricacies of what I have discovered.
Janessa,
Okay, well, that's fabulous, actually. Congratulations.
Yeah, just wanted to know if they were dangerous, and I told him you were very dangerous. And he seemed to enjoy that because he laughed, and then he proceeded to give the old Roman punishment to the janitor over there.
Okay.
It was
Have
quite
a terrible day.
It was quite macabre.
I cannot believe I looked up to you at one point.
I was admirable at one point, wasn't I?
No, you were just...
You
You were
used
just an easy A, to be perfectly honest.
Thank you, Edith. That's sweet. You know, I held you in some... Well, no, I really didn't. You
didn't.
were
You
on my
hated me,
radar.
and you used me as a drug tester. So,
Yeah.
Why don't you 2 go down, wait for first responders to show up so you can lead them up here. I'll make sure Martin stays alive.
okay.
Yeah. He could have absolutely butchered that poor boy, but he didn't. He wanted you to find him. It was,
Okay,
it
well-
was really quite... It was unpleasant. I mean, when you get
Janessa,
right
is
down to
there
it.
anything you know that we don't know at this point about this?
Said something like, they'll believe it if it comes from you. And then he told me something I don't remember.
Girl.
I was busy. I can't get this.
I
stuff.
just
can't get
slapped
spoiled.
Janessa across the face.
How?
Now, do you remember?
No.
Are
Ow.
you sure?
Yes.
Janessa, please.
I slap her across the other side.
Ow.
Anything.
No.
Janessa, people are going to die, and I need you to remember. Otherwise, Edith gets to keep slapping you.
Everywhere you go, people die. Why is this new to you? Why are you so excited?
Janessa,
People die at the
Focus.
library. People die at the school. People die in the weird places. People die in the cities elsewhere in the country. People die, people die, people die. That is all. Oh, that's what he said. Huh. Nice trick. The bill comes due.
Who's Bill?
I
The
imagine
bill
it's
for what?
you.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't read minds. I wish
Okay,
I could. That would make the experiments I'm running really, really useful. Except now I need to get new primary subjects because he killed all of my primary subjects.
Okay.
let's go wait for the first responders.
So wait. So I turn around and what's his a friend on the floor.
Martin?
Yep.
Yes. Has he recovered enough to, like, say words?
He's kind of in the fetal position, rocking back and forth.
I just tap him on the shoulder and I'm like, I just need you to nod or shake your head. Did you recognize the man who did this to you? Good to know. Appreciate it. It was a man, yes. Old? Young? Middle-aged? Facial hair? Sort of. Sorry. We want to try to find him. I'm really sorry. Eyes? Blue? Well, no. Eyes normal. His eyes were not normal?
Oh,
Okay.
couldn't see. It was
He had a mask?
shadow.
Shadow. Great. This has got to be. He's got a magic cloak. No cloak automatically has shadow all the time. That's just not how light works.
Did he say anything to you when he was attacking you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He says, "Oh, it hurts."
I'm sorry.
He knows what you are. He knows what you've done. And that justice came for this town. And that those who trafficked in wicked powers of darkness would meet their just reward.
So he's like a hunter, a supernatural hunter?
He's Batman.
No, Justice Tom is gone.
What does that mean?
Don't
that
stress
is
about it, Martin.
a long story.
He talked about him.
What?
He's next. He's next.
Tom is next. Did he say anything about where Tom was?
Thomas is at the other hospital.
He
We need
said
to go.
you'll find him when it's done, and you'll know what we can do.
We need to go.
Yep, right now.
All right.
He seems stable. Let's.
Janessa, you have one job here, and it is to sit with this boy until someone comes to help him.
I'm not that kind of doctor.
And I swear to God, I will come back and break every last nail you have if he doesn't make it.
Well, you know how to get to the heart of the matter.
Stay.
All right, Poindexter. Let's make sure you don't bleed out. I was a Girl Scout.
Oh no.
Just don't touch him.
It's okay. I won't hurt him much.
Janessa, I swear to God.
Okay, so we head over to the other hospital where Tom is.
Okay. You arrive.
Straight to the front desk.
Can you feel him, Rose?
Do I feel him?
No.
Oh my God. I'm so stressed out. We're going to go ask for help.
Front desk lady's just like, hi.
She's like, hi, do you, this boy? And she just shows a picture of Tom.
Oh, what is that, sweetheart? Yeah, absolutely.
Where?
Should be over in the yard. There's a friend of his. She took a nasty spill.
Just
Just
running.
watching out for her.
Okay, as Rose disappears, I'm like, you should call out and leave. 100% just leave right now.
You're strange people.
You know what? Call the mental hospital across town and
Yes,
ask
come on,
them
let's
what happened.
keep going.
And
Let's
you
go.
mental health old. Are you okay?
He
Absolutely
just
not.
picks Edith up and starts carrying her towards Rose.
Absolutely
Remember,
not.
she calls after you, sir. Remember to be gentle when they're coming down from a high like that. They can get pretty violent.
Oh my God, I wish I was high right now.
Running. We're running.
You go to the place you talked about and run right into Thomas. He's sitting outside the door, like reading a magazine.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Hi, how are you? I lost my phone, or I would have told you.
I would like to look around and see if there are any conspicuous sniper rifles or hooded figures.
It just looks like a normal, not busy, but not busy ER on a weekday night.
Rose is like, why can't I feel you? That sounds so weird and really odd, but like,
I don't know. I can. He kind of stands up and like grabs you by the shoulders, moves you around. Huh. Yeah, no kidding. That doesn't feel right, does it?
no. Did you touch weird dust?
Yeah, actually. She's really nice, by the way. I didn't even get her name. She fell in the road, and there was a car, all sorts of things, but she hurt her elbow. But it was, yeah, she was really dusty on her back. I don't know how that happened, but I don't know. I guess I felt kind of funny since that happened. I took a shot. She almost got hit by a car. I got clipped.
Yeah, well, you
Hurts
have
a lot more than it should, though.
you have anti-magic venom on you, and it's going
Yeah.
to make you not magic, which is just great. We don't know how long it lasts, but it made Gerald just disappear immediately, and Kat's terrified of it. So
Void Blast?
Let's get out
Really
of here.
bad.
Get on the
We need to
road.
go.
A moving target's harder to hit.
Tom,
Everybody
we
in the
really,
car
we
now.
really
Let's
need
go.
to go.
Okay. Can you pull the car up front? I'm just gonna go ahead and tell her that I'm going.
nope,
No,
No, I'm
No.
not. After the day,
She'll be fine. She'll be fine, Thomas. She'll be
I
fine.
picked Thomas
You're
up.
freaking me out.
Yep, we're all
Tom, it's
freaked
like
out.
really bad.
We got some stuff to fill you in on. We need to go now. Just trust us.
Okay.
And Rose will offer her hand, and she looks freaked.
Actually, though, hold on, guys. What if he kills her?
The girl?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go get her, and we can all go. But we
She
can't
was.
go here.
She was. They used her as bait or something. I don't think she's really a target.
What if they use her as bait again? Then
Can
it's
I
like on
do
us. We left her here to die.
I'm gonna sit down and do my reach out thing.
Hey guys.
No.
What, Tom?
Something's wrong, right? Like you're worried about something?
Yeah, it's really bad, Tom. There's like a super mage murderer, and he wants to kill you.
Is that why I don't feel good?
Nope. It
We
was the
think
death.
so.
Just sit down, and she'll like
I
check
don't
him for
feel so
injuries.
good. And his eyes roll in the back of his head, and he
Oh my
collapses.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Maybe we should get him to the car. And unfortunately, what's her face is just gonna have to hope the orderlies are good. I'm gonna try this again.
Mike, what if you like? Can we get like a wheelchair?
I can fireman's carry him out to the car.
Right. What about the girl though?
I got a
I
9,
don't think she's a
You
target.
got a 9?
which means I hold 1, and I can spend. Oh my god! There's a. I think I can spend 1 hold to ask, so I get 1 question.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know where the creature is right now. Or where the guy is. The one that I've seen. The one that I've been seeing.
Far away.
Like, not anywhere near the hospital?
Not even in downtown Wealdport proper. Like far away.
Cool. Well,
Seizing on the floor,
Oh my god! We need to go.
writhing, and then sand. He melts into a pile of sand.
who has a bag?
I run over to the receptionist and I'm like, I need your purse immediately.
Nestled in the white sand is a carved wooden totem of sorts with a lock of Thomas's hair tied to it.
Oh my freaking God, it's not.
This is why you couldn't feel
Not
him.
him. Okay.
You make eye contact with each other, your heart sinking in your chest. And we pan to earlier in the day. Thomas is drinking coffee out of an entire carafe. He's just upending it. Well, the Russian barista just looks at him kind of discomfited. You realize this give you bad stomach ache, yeah? No, it doesn't. Tastes friggin' fantastic. So, anyway, she's sitting on a bench outside. If you just keep an eye on her until the ride gets here, I would really appreciate it. And she seems really shaken up, and I think her arms hurt. But they're trying to get in touch with me, so I should probably go call them and go find out what's happening. Usually, when they're steamrolling me like this, something's going on. So, is good. I have a question. Would you mind covering my break? I want to smoke and go get the lunch and the dinner. I get the pierogi box 2 for 1. Yeah, bud, I got you. Sounds good. I'll just keep an eye on it. Yeah, all good. Go ahead. Russian guy leaves out. Thomas kind of wanders, just playing on his phone. Tosses it on the table, whistles, goes back to the counter, sees if he's got any more coffee in his carafe. Behind him, the lights flicker. And when they come back on, he's surrounded by a semicircle of cloaked men. Fade to black. That's it. That's our episode 2. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That's
Every single time.
Thought we were trying to get away from the 2-parters.
That's not a 2-parter.
I mean, we'll have to. Dan, he and Dan have been in cahoots, guys. He and Dan are in frickin' hoots.
It's never good when Dan is a part of the cahoots. It's never good.
Cahoots. Cool. Well, assuming everybody is healthy next week, we will be back next Tuesday night for another exciting episode of the Wealdport Gang. We really should get a good title for this show. Right now, it's just Wealdport.
I think Wealdport's a decent
I
title.
think it actually works for fun. Okay, cool.
Personally, it works, but obviously this is a democracy. This is a weirdocracy, not a weird tatership. So,
okay. Well, in order to stop the puns, we're gonna end there. Just say no to puns, kids. None of you are dads yet.
It's not healthy.
No offense, Phil. Yeah, we love you guys. We'll see you guys next Tuesday at 8.
Night.
Have a lovely week.